Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a fishing report on Lake Chickamauga for May and also looking forward to June, which is my favorite time of the year. I love May and June. I think that this is the best time of the year to go ledge fishing offshore, and Chickamauga is one of the best offshore lakes in the country. If you can get on a spot, that's one of the biggest struggles, is if you're going on the weekend, it's really hard to get on any of these areas. But anyways, we just got done with a MLF Toyota Series event out here on Chick and had a great finish there. We finished third. I ended up doing a mix of both shallow and deep. I had a couple bedfish, which the spawn is pretty much tapered off now. You'll still find some, but not as many. So I caught two big bedfish during that event on the Z-Man boar hogs, and then the rest of the event I stayed offshore, and so that's pretty typical for what you're gonna see right now on Chick. There's still gonna be plenty of opportunity for you to catch them shallow. You know, dock fishing right now is going to play a big role. You know, anytime you find a line of docks that have a lot of bluegills around them, you're gonna have a lot of bass. And so you've got the dock bite, which you can flip and pitch and throw a wacky rig around that. And then you also have a bluegill spawn gonna happen right now. We had a little bit of a shad spawn, but I feel like that's kind of tapered off. There's still some of it in certain parts of the lake, but the bluegill and the brim spawn is definitely going to be a good way to catch fish up shallow. You know, fishing a wacky rig or a pop and top water bait. Something like that is going to allow you to catch fish up shallow. And so plenty of shallow fishing. I mean, these are Florida strain largemouth, so they are going to be shallow. But for me, May and June, or at least late May and June, is all about the offshore bite. So at that event, at the Toyota Series, really the bite was really tough. They haven't been pulling a lot of current recently. You know, if they're only pulling like 13,000 CFS, it's really not that great of a bite out there. You know, you really want it to be at least 20,000 for that bite to kind of pick up. But in the Toyota Series, I really had to get those fish to react. So I was fishing a crankbait like this. That's actually the exact crankbait that I was using right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus in on it and not me. There we go. That's the crankbait I was using. That's a Strike King 5XD, and I changed out the hooks, of course, for the TBL 930s from Hayabusa, because they're just kind of short striking at it. But in the Toyota Series, I really had to just burn that bait as fast as I could, and to get those fish to react to it, and because there was no other bait that I could really get them to react to it that also had the amount of hooks that a crankbait has. So the crankbait was a key to fishing the ledges. And another thing that was really key, I had one area that allowed me to really slow down. So if I wasn't able to catch them with the crankbait, I could see, if I couldn't see them actively feeding on the Panoptics, I would slow down and kind of let the reaction bite rest and fish a little shaky head rig. This right here is the Z-Man Big TRD Green Pumpkin with the with a 3/16 ounce shaky heads from Z-Man, and I fished that a lot, real slow, and we caught a lot of fish that way. So that was kind of a limit catcher if they weren't eating the crankbait. But those were pretty much the two offshore baits that I used for all the fish that I caught that week, pretty much. I think I caught like one other on some other techniques, but one or two others, but for the most part it was the crankbait and the shaky head. And really, you know, into June, you're going to start seeing a lot more different presentations and techniques playing a role offshore. You should start seeing a big 10-inch worm playing a role, like Z-Man Mag Fatties and Plum, red bug, any of those colors like that are gonna be really big. So if they're not really biting a reaction bait, but you want to slow down a little bit, those big worms are gonna be a big deal. And then also things like the drop shot. A drop shot is really good if you need to slow down. But if they are pulling current and those fish are active, you know, you can throw everything from a big swim bait and just kind of slow roll it on the bottom and feel it kind of tick on those ledges, you know, grind against those ledges. You can throw the crankbait. You can also throw a hair jig. So overall, the ledge bite is really starting to pick up right now, which I'm really excited about. And so it's all about just kind of rotating through a bunch of different rods, figuring out what the fish want at that particular time. You know, like a spoon is another one I didn't mention, but that's going to start playing a role. And so just kind of rotate through a bunch of different rods, a bunch of different retrieves, and you know, if you have to, slow down with that big worm or a drop shot or something like that, and you can catch a lot of fish out here. The places that I really like to focus on this time of year is, of course, you know, go out of Chester Frost here and focus on some of the ledges around here. Most of the best ledges on the lake are right around this Chester Frost area, between, you know, around the power plant all the way down to what they call Pinky's Point, which is down the lake by the bend. I think that's what it's called. I learned all this stuff by myself, but yeah, you know, if you stay in that kind of within 4 miles up or down from Chester Frost, that's a really good area to start for both shallow fishing and for deep offshore fishing too. So and a lot of these ledges that are producing right now are not necessarily the ones in the middle of the lake. A lot of the good ones are really close to shore, so just where, you know, a point comes out and creates a little bit of a current break. A lot of those fish that are moving from those spawning pockets are setting up on those areas. So overall, I'm stoked that it's this time of year right now, because I love fishing in May and June on Chick. So go out there. If offshore fishing is something you want to get better at, this is absolutely the time to do it, because Chickamauga has some of the best numbers you will see on a ledge lake, and one of the best opportunities to go out there and just kind of learn the ledge fishing game. So tune up your electronics, get out there, idle around, find a school of fish, and throw a bunch of different baits at them. That's what ledge fishing's all about, really. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you have any specific questions, of course, drop a comment below. I'd love to answer whatever I can for you. You know, short of giving you exact fishing spots, which, you know, people really wouldn't like me to do so, but I would love to help kind of get you pointed in the right direction. So anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you out on the water. I'll definitely see you out here.